Hello Virgo, welcome to your special update here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Emperor energy. Very powerful. You are in charge. You definitely have the authority in your life. I think that you are the one calling the shots somewhere, right? You're a natural leader. And I don't know if you are aware of that fact. Okay? I think that right now it is this quality of leadership that is being drawn out of you. It's Spirit's way of saying, look, you need to be the leader here. You need to step up and take charge of something. I think that I feel like you know that about yourself. You know, I feel like you say, yeah, I am good at making decisions. Yeah, I am right a lot of the time, right? Yeah, I do kind of know what I'm doing, you know? So it's kind of like all these things add up and it's just like, hey, wait a minute. I am the best person for the job here, okay? I think that you're able to make decisions, with a little bit of, not detachment, but you're able to make the difficult decisions. You're not swayed by your emotions. That you sort of, you know what's right and you do it, even if people aren't going to like it, or even if they are. Like, you're not swayed by that kind of thing. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context, but very strong way to begin a reading, right? It's kind of like, Spirit's way of just saying, hey, step up. Step up and take control. I'm going to say stake up. This is a situation that needs you to grab the reins. Okay? Now, let's see what else we got here. We got a 6 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, the Lust or Strength card, the 9 of Wands, and the High Priestess. Yes. These are all the qualities of a leader, right? You got your instinct, your intuition. You got your strength, you got your plan, and your sort of reasonableness. Even the 8 of Cups underneath everything. It's sort of a dissatisfaction. This is sort of a feeling as if, hey, the glass is only half. Well, this is the motivation for the leaders. Hey, we got to get the other half. You know, this is something that doesn't feel as good, that isn't as marvelous as it could be. Yeah. So it's kind of this feeling inside of you that says something's not perfect, something's not right, something isn't feeling that great, something maybe feels like it's stagnating. Something may feel as if it's sort of losing its luster. We may feel that we're sort of sinking in quicksand here, you know. Well, what better energy to get us out of this than an emperor, right? But without this feeling, there'd be no need to take charge of anything. It's like, well, things are fine. No need to do anything. Just keep going the way we're going, right? But Spirit's saying, hey, if you have this feeling in you that there's more to life, or there's more to this situation, or that something is not living up to its potential, you're being told to invoke your inner emperor and take command of this. You're the only one that can pull this situation or this life or this person, whatever, out of this sort of swamp. Okay? This is that uneasy feeling, and maybe we don't know where it's coming from. We don't know why it's there. Emperor needs to step up. Okay? I think this is big. I think this is very serious, very urgent news affecting your fate. No one's going to fix this for us but us, okay? Maybe this is a work thing, business, finances. Maybe this is your emotional life, your romantic life, your family. Spirit's saying that, look, you're the leader here. All right? And now, Virgo, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? Now, let's put the rest of our cards out on the table. Then we'll get into these one by one. We've got the Ace of Wands. Yeah, see, the Emperor needs a wand, right? Yeah, 10 of Wands. Maybe not that many wands, right? We have a 4 of Pentacles. And look at that. From an 8 of Cups to a 9 of Cups. If you want a 9 of Cups instead of an 8 of Cups, you've got to be that Emperor. You got to grab your wand of power, your wand of authority. Maybe we don't need so many wands, though, right? And sometimes the 10 of Wands in the environment is saying that there are a lot of cooks in the kitchen. You got to be the one to rise up above and get everybody else in line. That you're sort of, the cream rises to the top, right? You're the one that is going to be the leader of the leaders, the best of the best. Right? The cream of the crop here. And so there might be a lot of competition. There might be a lot of other emperors around, or potential emperors. You've got to, in a way, you got to be better. Okay? And I think Spirit's showing you the way. Spirit's showing you that this is your fate. This is going to be your burden to carry. That you're the one that has to lead this entire situation, this team of people, or whatever it is. Family, friends, coworkers, I don't know. Lead to victory, lead to happiness, rather than stay stuck in the swamp. If you want to get out of the swamp, you got to step up and take charge. This is too many executive chefs in the kitchen. Okay? You've got to give everybody a job. You can be the executive chef. Tell everybody else what they're supposed to do, because you're getting all the way to paradise. You're getting to this 9 of Cups happiness. All right? Rather than this hopeless feeling, no, optimism. We're getting happy here. All right? This is celebration. This is jubilation. Now let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And let's see, we'll give it one more little turn and we'll put it down right here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. I love that little guy. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the end. All right, but it's going to tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Let's exercise our intuition. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look around the room. 3 majors. Okay. This is the Emperor. The Emperor has 2 advisors. The gut, right? The instinct, the appetites, what are you hungry for, your animal nature, and your divine nature. The instinct and the intuition. The guidance from Spirit through prayer, ritual, meditation, divination, and of course, what your human animal kind of wants, what it's hungry for, what your instinct, what your gut tells you. We can really learn a lot from our instinct, right? It's kind of the fight or flight sort of response. It is our appetites. It's the way that we sort of instinctually know to eat that and not that. It's trusting in that animal part of ourselves and trusting in that spiritual part of ourselves. And both of the advisors, right, of the Emperor. I like that. This is really extraordinary. 1, 2, 3 majors. We have fire and fire and fire. We've got water and water. We've got air. We've got earth. Okay? Very intense. And it is about the fire energy, because even the major arcana, this is Leo fire, this is Aries fire. Fire, fire, fire. A lot of fire here, right? A lot of fire. And I think the goal is to really get us from an 8 of cups to a 9 of cups. And it seems pretty simple, but there is such a huge gap between an 8 of cups and a 9 of cups. Right? From feeling that this situation is dire, it's sinking, it's sort of hopeless, right? To get from that feeling to the feeling of bliss. 9 of Cups, I'm pursuing my happiness. This is the final outcome for you. We're going to start here today. Bliss, following your bliss, pursuing your happiness. This is abundance and satisfaction and fulfillment on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and the spiritual creative planes. This is everything. This is where you are leading your people, yourself, your life. I don't know if there's anybody with you. I'm not seeing any court cards here, so I'm not going to go ahead and say that there's, maybe there's an Aries or a Leo person in your life. It could be. But this is how you lead yourself, right, and your life to this pleasure, fulfillment, satisfaction, abundance on every plane of being, right? There's a huge gap between the 8 and the 9. A lot of work to get from here to here, okay? And only you can do it. Only you can do it. It all starts with this 8, right? It starts with this feeling or this recognition, this growing awareness that, something's not right. I feel kind of hungry. I feel kind of nauseous. I don't really know what's going on here. I feel like something is not right, though. Okay? And it's a growing awareness that something needs to happen. Something needs to change. Now, this is a card of the helplessness, right? Sort of we're in this quicksand, and no matter how much we thrash about, we're not getting out. We're sinking deeper into the quicksand, right? This is kind of saying, look, no one's going to save you but you. There's no one coming to rescue you. Okay? If we feel this growing uneasiness, it's a queasy kind of feeling. It's almost like we're kind of a little seasick, but we're not on a boat, So it's that, it all kind of starts with that feeling that this is that impetus to change. It's saying, okay, I don't like this feeling. I got to do something, It all starts with that. Without this, it's just kind of, everything's cool. Everything's pretty good. And I think that's why we've got a 4 of Pentacles in the position of the obstacle. Because if we're not in touch with this feeling down underneath the surface of our lives, we're not going to have the strength or the confidence or the plan, the will, the authority, the desire, the drive to get better, to get something more out of life. We're going to be isolated in here and just thinking, this is fine, I'm good, I'm protected. Nothing's wrong, everything's fine. So it all starts with that 8 of Cups, the perception, the awareness, the recognition and acknowledgement that our life is only half of what it could be. That our emotional fulfillment, let's say, is only half of what it could be. Whether this is specifically health and wealth, fitness and finances, or if it's the emotional, creative, spiritual, intellectual planes, any of those. It's kind of like there's one, it's almost, mathematically, there's one cup missing. Which cup, right? Which cup? We need to be in touch with this. We need to not ignore this, but to be present with it, to feel it, and understand what it's telling us. Because then we've got this 6 of Swords. The Emperor needs a plan, needs a blueprint, right? Needs a course of action that then we could say, okay, look, this is the map. Now, I know that the map is not going to be the same as the territory, but we got to start out with a map, right? And this is the only map we're going to get. The rest of it, it's kind of like we have to take our instinct and our intuition as advisors to help us travel through this territory. So it's good that we have this 6, right? Because the Emperor then, well, first we allow this feeling to sort of arouse our will to change. This is our will to step up and be the leader here. Okay? And once this Emperor energy is activated in your life, we start developing a plan of action. We start strategizing. We try to establish a little bit of order out of the chaos. So we can kind of see, I'm not going to just be out here sort of wandering around in the dark forest. No, I got to have at least some idea of where to go, which way to go, what to look for, you know. 6 of Swords, very good start, right? And we talked about the lust energy a little bit. This is our instinct acting as our advisor, okay? And this is a bit of self-control. This is some discipline as well, okay? Controlling our appetites. Our animal nature, our beast just wants to eat, right? Wants to do certain basic things, you know. Wants to eat and sleep and sort of root around. And we have to be able to listen to that, listen to our instincts. If we get this queasy feeling, we think, maybe I'm hungry. You know, you put some food in front of you, you're going to scarf it down. Okay, I must be hungry. And we can use that as some knowledge, as some feedback. What is our body telling us, right? Do we have that body awareness where we can tap into what's going on in our cells, you know, in our nervous system, in our sort of animal instinct nature, and kind of get the idea of, okay, my body is telling me something. My appetites are telling me something. My desire, this hunger I have. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you're a vampire when you start craving blood, you know. And so I feel that there is this hunger in you. And if we're ignoring it, we're never going to satisfy that hunger. Of course, we don't want to just rampage through the streets, you know, and cause a bunch of havoc. But we want to be aware of what our life really needs. What do we really want? What are we hungry for? Okay, what is your body telling you? Yeah. So that's one of our advisors. Our other advisor is the intuition, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is card number 2 of the tarot. What is right behind the Priestess? Well, card number 3, right? What's card number 3? The Empress. The Paradise, right? That utopia, really. It's kind of like the High Priestess is that intuition that's kind of that's showing you in that subtle way, your best life is over there. Your best life is over there. You know, it's kind of like that spiritual appetite. You know, and we're open, we're receptive. This is the attitude of receptivity. We're receiving that divine light. This is an attitude of receptivity too. Okay, and we're open to receiving this. The Emperor is very, the Emperor can listen to those advisors. Can hear the calling of the higher self, of spirit, of the Empress that's whispering through the wind, and it's reaching our spiritual ears, and we're thinking, okay, I've got to go that way. So the combination between the two, I think, is really making for a nice mixture, right, of instinct and intuition. We've got everything that we could possibly ask for. You know, the Emperor needs to have the advisors. The Emperor needs to know what it wants. It needs to know that, okay, something needs to change. That there has to be some sort of motivation to do anything different than just do everything the way it's always been going, right? And that's the 8 of Cups. Then we have the advisors. And then, of course, we have the conviction, the will, the strength, right? The 9 of Wands. That we can endure the journey. Spirit's telling you that you got to step up and be the leader here. And I keep hearing that in my mind, and I don't know if this is a group of people or if this is about you realizing what it is you really want in life. Don't pretend it's not there. Stand up, take charge, be the leader. Right? And go get it. There may be hardship, there may be difficulty. You've got your advisors, right? You've got your hunger. You know that there's something that needs to change. I think we've got the plan. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that is to act. And this shows an independence. This shows it's you against the world. It shows that it is you, perhaps with a team of people behind you. But you're the one in the front. You're the one that's taking the brunt of the force. You're the tip of the spear. You're the leader of the pack here. Okay? So all of this, I think, is implying that you haven't always been the leader of the pack. You know? Maybe there was no pack to lead. Maybe there was no need to go and travel anywhere, you know? There wasn't a need for you to be the leader because we weren't doing anything. But this is your strength. This is you knowing how strong you are. You know that you can endure. I think you've been through a lot in your life. You've overcome a lot in your life. So challenges don't really scare you, do they? And so the Emperor is kind of like looking forward to the challenge, knowing it's going to be difficult, sure. But it is going to be worth it, right? We got a 9 to a 9, wands to cups. Right? Something that involves a lot of challenges, something that is difficult to do, makes it more worth it, right? If it's too easy, it doesn't feel as good at the end, you know? So let's talk about the path of the serpent. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and it supports the channel, and I really do appreciate that. All right. Our general energy is this Ace of Wands. This is the one-pointed nature of your will. It is the concentration. This is the wand in the Emperor's grip, right? And whatever you direct it at is sort of is where you're going, right? Wherever you point this is where all of your power, all of your people, this whole horde of energy behind you is moving in that direction. Wherever you point your wand, that's where all of that energy flows. And maybe you've got a whole company behind you, or a whole team, or a whole family. You've got the inertia of the entire universe behind you. Wherever you point this wand is where things are going to really happen. Okay? So it's a lot of power, right? And I think that this is like a light bulb. It's like an aha moment. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I know what's missing. I know which cup is not here. And so now we can direct our wand toward that best life, that happiness. And we can pursue that. We know what we're on the hunt for. We know why we've mobilized the army here, you know? And you're taking charge. Because in the environment, the 10 of Wands here, too many leaders here, right? Not enough followers. There are too many people involved that want to have that executive authority, that wish to have command, right? And doesn't really work that way. I don't know if these are actually people in your environment, or if these were kind of this idea that you kind of wanted a lot of different things in your life. That you were pulled in a lot of different directions. So going from an ace to a 10, right, is this idea that if we put our will in one particular direction, that force, that energy, is enough to reach completion. That we will achieve, that we will conquer, that we will succeed in our endeavor. Okay. The Ten of Wands is also the realization that all of the weight is on the Emperor's shoulders. That there's nobody here to share the blame with, right, if things don't go right. So, the Ten of Wands is the awareness that we're sort of responsible for it all. You know? And interestingly, if I said that this was you against the world or you with a team of people behind you, this card kind of makes it seem like it's two against the world, or there are two leaders. Okay? And I think that this is sort of this is the nature of your relationship with someone. I do think there's another person here. And I don't know if this is a work thing, a family thing, but it's kind of like you have to take the wand that you cannot share. We're not doing co-managers here like in the office, you know. This is one leader. Two leaders, two different directions. The troops sort of get split up, and it's a mess, right? We're not going to achieve anything. So this is either you relinquishing command and giving the control over to somebody else, and you're just along for the ride. Or this is you taking charge, taking command, being the emperor and saying, no, I'm going to do it. This is what we're doing. This is what all of you need to do. We're sort of delegating responsibilities. We're assigning tasks and roles to everybody. You know, you're sort of organizing everything. You're taking charge here. Someone needs to, and it might as well be you. I feel like that's the urgent news that Spirit's trying to bring to you right now, saying, hey, look, this is your last chance to take control of something before you're just kind of at the mercy of somebody else's will. You've got to step up and take charge. Okay? Maybe this is some kind of holiday event, or I don't know what it is. Yeah. The Four of Pentacles in the position of the obstacle. Sometimes it feels safer to just stay home. Sometimes the Emperor just wants to be inside the castle, enjoying themselves, just saying, I'm fine with what I have. This is all I need, right, as my Four of Pentacles, closing the castle walls, and it's sort of like we're just being holed up in the tower, and eventually that tower's going to come under siege, and we're going to run out of resources, right? It's kind of like we got to move preemptively here. We can't stay here in this Four. It may be some sort of stability, safety, the security, but it ain't going to last forever. Okay, we need to get moving. Especially if the Four of Pentacles is, we're trying to be okay with what this is. We got half of the cups, let's say, right? I guess it's more than half, but it's whatever. No, actually it is, because there's 4 empties and there's four that are full. It's kind of saying like, look, I can just be content with 4 cups. I can just pretend that the other cups don't exist out there. You know, it's a Grail night that's kind of refusing to believe that there is a Holy Grail out there, and so I'll just stay inside my castle and I'll never go out on my quest. But it's not something that we can ignore. It's not something that we can convince ourselves doesn't exist. We know it's out there somewhere. We can feel it. It's calling to us. So the obstacle here really is getting out of our comfort zone, our complacency, our contentment, and realizing that I'm not content anymore. There's more out there in life, and I need to grab the reins. I need to grab the magic wand, and I need to go find it. Go questing. And of course you're going to find it. Of course you're going to get that 9 of Cups there. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. Maybe this is, I think it's going to be a Knight. I think it's going to be a Knight of Wands. I think that you should probably watch the Aries and Taurus readings that I just did. I think they would be very pertinent to you. Let's see. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments down below. I'm thinking more fire energy. I'm thinking either an Emperor or a Knight of Wands, the Aries energy. Yeah. Well, let's see what we have. It's the Leo energy. So it's not necessarily that cardinal leadership, taking the reins, the cardinal fire energy. It is the fixed fire energy. It is the sustained fire energy. It is saying that not only do you have to pick up the reins and take leadership and start something, you've got to continue it. It's not enough to just get the ball rolling. You've got to see it through. Okay? This is that fixed fire. It's a sustained effort over time. Yeah. And this is getting control over our beastly nature, our animal nature, that just says, okay, I'm going to get the ball rolling. I'm going to start something really, really big. And then as soon as I have a chance to eat, I'm going to eat. I'm going to get full. I'm going to go home. Right? So it's not so much about the satisfaction of the immediate, right? The immediate gratification of those desires. It's something that's more long-term, more sustainable. Okay? Long-term desires here. Yeah, you could have that immediate gratification, but we want the long-term gratification too. So sometimes we have to control our appetite. Otherwise, as soon as we get out here, we'll find the first opportunity we can to eat something, and then we're going to be done, right? It's going to be a very short-lived effort here. As soon as you enter the buffet, right, your first thing you see, you eat it, I'm full, going home. It ruins the experience, you know. So I think this is a very good confirmation, because it does say that it's a sustained effort over time, and not just an immediate gratification right now, because then we're full and we're going to go back to our Four of Pentacles and that's it. We kind of have to, in a way, we have to stay hungry, you know. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo usually on Tuesdays and Saturdays. This is a special update. I feel like this is kind of urgent. You know, I feel like Spirit's saying, hey, the time is now. You're not going to get another opportunity. You got to take the reins here. You got to step up and take charge of whatever this is. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.